Shall we? Actually, yeah.
Spoop.
Spoopy.
It's going, so...
No, it is going, but I just want to make sure that this...
It is going! It's done! It's fine. It's recording.
Okay, fine. This is going to sound like a really shitty intro, isn't it?
It is! So, get talking.
Right. Yeah, you're going to open this video and hear us say something about recording and Jude yell spoop.
Spoop.
On the subject of spoop...
It's...
if you didn't guess by the title.
Or, as it's commonly known, shit.
Commonly known by you. People seem to like it, but they always do when this kind of thing happens.
Yeah, let me just...
Always wheeling off a chair. Ow. And now he's hit his toe on the chair.
Just in case. Just in case. Just in case the clown gets us.
He's gonna come and spook us. Yeah, spook. What would you give a spook rating on the scale of spook? 1 being small baby, 10 being the worst thing you could ever imagine.
Well, 10 because it is the worst thing I could ever imagine.
No, but I mean like the scariest thing you could imagine.
Well, I've seen the scariest thing imaginable.
Is it this movie by any chance?
No.
No, I didn't.
Have you
think it
ever
would be.
heard of what is it? Oh, I can't remember the name of it.
Please wait. Technical difficulties. Please wait while
yes.
the movie. Here we
I
go.
know. That paedophile dad's face. There we go.
Oh, what you mean? Creeps book rape face.
Yes.
That's. Wait. Let's just. Yeah, we're going immediately into spoilers. I'll put that in the title. Just as a warning.
Like, it's in
But
the
honestly,
first half an hour.
You know, I mean, if you actually care about this movie, you'd have watched it
You've
already.
probably seen it.
You've probably seen it actually, because the marketing. I believe it's been making quite a lot of money, and the market probably due to the marketing.
Unfortunately. And that clown thing last year, which...
Oh yeah, that's had a
Mr.
minor
Crown,
resurgence.
he was hell-bent on thinking it was it. Like this film, it was promotion for it. It wasn't, it was just morons being morons.
It was morons. Morons will always be morons, and in this case they were aping a movie. No,
I doubt that. I think just one person did it and it happens to be wrong.
Yeah, then again that was probably the case with the original Spook Clowns.
Oh, no! In our display, we have the Mist DVD, we have the Shining book, Misery book, and Shawshank Redemption is on the shelf, so I shall get that.
Yeah. Don't know why we have this, you can't see it, but you know.
It's for our benefit.
Yeah, it's inspiring us. Also, the Mist DVD cover says, King is King of Horror.
He is the King of Horror because he's Stephen King, because he's got King in the name.
See what they did? See, King. It's clever because King is name, except oh wait, it's not. But yeah, we're talking about why Stephen King is a bit rubbish in general, not why this film's a bit rubbish.
Well, yeah, it is.
As we're saying about spook rating, it gets a
1.
0. Yeah, it gets a 1 from me.
Well, 2 because jump scares are always scary. That's unavoidable.
No, but jump scares aren't scary. Jump scares are shocking. Jump scares, yeah, like, and then you don't actually get scared by a jump scare. You just get ooh, you know,
spooked.
You get
spooked.
You get spooked. It's not. Again, I think this film, for all the stuff it does well, it is just the epitome of modern cliche horror.
Oh yeah.
Like subtlety is a word that I think the writers and directors' definition of subtlety comes from an old dictionary they found in a public toilet.
You know? Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's like every...
And in that same toilet, they found a copy of It on, just like next to the toilet reading material.
They found a copy of It that someone had vandalised.
Well, like drawn penises on the inside of it. Was this a school toilet by any chance?
Wow, I don't see, but no, you see, public toilets...
This is the teenager's idea of a scary film.
Public toilets...
To be perfectly honest.
No, it can't be school toilets, because public toilets actually get cleaned once in a while. Oh god, I hate school toilets. Yeah, it's...
Should we split this up? Because this has a lot in it.
Yeah,
it's dense.
It's dense.
It's thick with 2 C's.
It is
extra thick.
It is. Hello, I would like to order a scary movie. No.
Extra thick.
Extra thick. Yeah,
extra thick.
I mean, we're already talking about the horror in enormous inverted commas, so let's keep talking about white shit. Yeah, I mean...
Well, the film.
No, well, film shit maybe, horror shit definitely.
You won't like it by the end of this, I guarantee you.
He thinks he can convince me. See, there is some stuff I like, but no, the horror.
Some stuff I liked.
I mean, God, it's just so bad. It makes me want to cry. It's like, oh, scare, and I mean, there is literally a scene that is basically, and then blood.
You know, my problem with this is like the horror of it. You know, you've got each individual guy having their...
Yeah, each character has their
own... But it's
own...
the exact same fucking scene. It's the exact same, we just changed location. It's this spoopy thing scares them. Oh no, they're scared. Something distracts them and they run away.
Yeah,
that's exactly the same scene over and over again.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Each scene, like, each of the main characters has some sort of fear that they face, like it's a creepy painting or... And to be fair, with the creepy painting one, that painting is kind of really weird, so, I can understand not wanting that. But at the same time, each of those scenes basically goes, person goes into a place, they hear a creepy thing, they get distracted. Spook, some creepy thing sneaks up and spooks them. They run away. It happens about, 7 times? For all the main characters.
You do realise Pennywise is meant to be an alien.
I thought he was a creature from another dimension. The fuck is he?
Alien. He's like, I think he's meant to be an alien. But they never actually say that in the film.
No, they just...
I know why.
He's just like...
I know why. It's only adapted from the first half. The second half is like when they're older. Of the book. That's why it's so extra thick book.
That's why it's so.
Yeah, that's why they're doing 2. I heard before they were doing part 2, and it only adapted the first half of the book, that's why the mini-series is like 2 films.
But the way they adapted it has a perfectly satisfying resolution.
Which is weird when I thought that, because they definitely didn't do that in the book.
Yeah, like the way this film ends, it's made pretty clear that that it has been destroyed, cast into.
Well, until it said chapter 1 over it.
Yeah, and then I was like, wait, why are they doing another title card? Oh God, they're making a franchise. They're gonna do an extended universe.
Yes.
It's a Stephen Kingiverse.
Oh God, have you heard about the Dark Tower? The Dark Tower connects every single Stephen King book into like this weird multiverse.
Movie or the book or both?
Book.
What's the movie like?
It's 90 minutes long, so... And you know
45 minutes
You know how dense the Dark Tower series is?
Very dense.
90 minutes? I haven't seen it.
I'm going to say... Hey, it's 45 minutes shorter than this, though. So,
Oh, God.
Actually, I will say that in favour of this film, it didn't feel too stretched out.
I felt they could have cut it down.
Yeah, they could have cut it down, but it wasn't, really painfully overextended. But yeah, it's just not scary. It's just not.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I just look at it and it's like, oh, he's a clown with a slightly weird voice and now he's got teeth.
I suggest we go through the horror bits, front to back of the film, because that's always how I do it. It's easier.
I will tell you today, the guy who played him, I don't know the actor's name, I think he's Polish, but he did
Bill Skarsgård.
That's the guy. What's he done?
I have no idea.
He did pretty well, really, with what he was given, I think.
But I think the problem is, he makes it... It's a weird kind of he overplays the comedic side of it and not enough of the horror.
Well, he is a clown. That's kind of I think it was actually...
Yeah, but it doesn't...
The way he acts like a clown that is simultaneously this nightmarish monster.
He was great.
I think he did a really good job.
It's a weird...
Possibly
thing.
That's more down to the writing.
It's definitely down to the writing. He was great, honestly.
Yeah, I think he was a bit wasted, really. I kind of wanted to see him just more of him just talking instead of just jumping up and going boo or whatever. Mm. He also had the...
But she does go boo at one point.
Well, then again, that kind of sounds like the thing he'd do.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of in fitting with the whole clown deal. But what spook is there really?
Yeah, there will be a sequel. All that.
God, yeah.
Guaranteed. I guarantee there will.
Considering
they've already pre-production, I think.
Yeah, and I think it's already broke even. This one, so
I guarantee. Yeah, it'll only be 60. I'm gonna guess 60 million.
We can look it up actually.
That's Baby Driver money.
Yeah,
Baby Driver looked better than this.
Actually, no,
it did.
I will.
It's true.
I'll give this film credit. Actually, I did quite like the effects. I thought
no. Baby Driver was 40 million, and it looked better than this.
You think? I think this one actually visually was quite nice.
The CGI was awful. Right.
Do you think?
Did you feel in the climax, like, you see him just going into this weird CGI frenzy, which just completely took me out of it.
No, see, I didn't notice the CGI.
You didn't think, like, giant pincers coming out of his arms were not CGI?
No, I knew it.
You thought it was real?
Obviously, I thought it was CGI, but not in the way that, like, took me out of it.
Like, enhanced?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, there are moments where you know it's done with CGI, but it doesn't bother you. And then there are moments when you're like, oh, that's really obvious CGI.
I think the main problem with CGI is that the point where I think this looks really fake is the point when I think about, I put myself in the actor's shoes actually filming it, how they would feel.
Actually, I'd give credit to the actors in this. They did a really good job with that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I think most of the actors were very good in general, but they did do a pretty good job because from what I've seen, like behind the scenes stuff, acting with CGI is really fucking hard because you've basically got nothing to work with.
You know the Eaters of Light.
Yeah.
That it's embarrassing.
You can you really pissed the actors there. But I mean, again though, the CGI thing. You know your CGI, and it kind of takes you out of it. It didn't for me with this film, but I know what you're saying. And, you know, that's also why The Thing is so good. It's not CGI.
Oh, yeah.
It's tangible and real, and therefore doubly, far more horrifying.
Yeah.
That, that guy's chest really did just open up and bite that guy's arms off. They actually did that, too.
They bit one arm off.
No, like, in the,
they bit one guy's arm.
Yeah, they did, but it was obvious CGI. But I mean, like, in The Thing, the whole defibrillator scene, they actually...
Yeah, no, his chest actually opened.
Yeah, they actually got a double amputee with fake
on
arms.
Halloween.
That
was great.
Yeah, but let's stop praising the film. We're not here to do that.
No,
We're here to criticise the one that's mediocre at best.
Right, any more horror bits? Oh yeah, the weird, overdone, like, big blood thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant by
in that
blood.
Fucking toilet. It's like that toilet is actually the worst thing for the film. Right. Okay. Here's why.
Wait, you mean the sink?
No, just the entire toilet. Just the scenes in it.
Oh yeah.
Right. Here's the problem. Okay, with horror, we're gonna have to go into the tone and everything.
The tone.
Tone's always down to editing because you can't just do it. Just film something and then it's automatically got a tone. You need to edit stuff.
Editing makes and breaks a tone. In this case, it fucking breaks it. It smashes it into pieces, throws it across the field, and then rearranges it like a bad jigsaw.
I was thinking throughout the film, it's like, what tone is this meant to be? Because that toilet, okay, that was actually a really cool scene where it was, it was her hair dragging it back in.
That was the thing. It's kind of clever, that.
Which was kind of clever.
I mean,
that was.
I think they possibly slightly overdid it with blood everywhere.
Yeah, I thought they were going to, like, drown her in blood, which would have been... Okay, that would be kind of
clever, possibly.
Dark, but...
Dark? Well, Stephen King, dark, who would have thought?
Oh yeah, that brings me to a positive. It doesn't have the 12-year-old gangbang.
Yes.
Which happens.
And honestly, I think this version of the ending is far more thematically appropriate, really. Even though the weird thing is, they still all that sort of vague setup about, like, hints towards 12-year-old gangbang or something.
Oh yeah. I think that comes up as a plot point later on in the film. No, in the book.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they made a good decision getting rid of it.
I think they forget when they're older. Like, they forget about the Pennywise stuff. I remember watching the Nostalgia Critics review of, like, the miniseries, and I think they forget about it.
Oh.
Like, PTSD, they just kind of suppress it.
Alright.
And then, I think one of them dies. I think one of the guys there dies.
It's a black guy.
Probably. I think it's... Well, spoilers for the entire thing. I think it's, like, Bill.
Oh, right.
The Billy guy.
I mean, honestly, though, these characters, you've got black, Jew, nerd, hypochondriac, girl...
Who loves lesbian.
Sorry, yes.
Honestly, I thought she was.
No, I never thought that.
I kind of thought
the short hair gave her a butch lesbian look, but I mean...
Butch lesbian.
I think that you've got black, Jew, nerd, hypochondriac, lesbian, that guy from Stranger Things, and...
The guy from Stranger Things.
Wait, what's the other one?
That's his character.
There's 7 of them, and who's the 7th?
Seventh Son. like the shitty film.
No, there's oh, what the fuck?
There's Jew guy with asthma, Stranger Things guy, the guy who's like, Bill.
Yeah.
The guy who's like little brother. There's the lesbian. There's the black guy.
I swear there's 7 of them.
Fat guy.
Oh yes, of course. Nerd, black, Jew, fat,
or
lesbian.
The guy from the Goonies. No, he's Sean Astin from the Goonies.
Lesbian, asthmatic, Stranger Things. There we go. That's the 7 characters. I can't actually remember their names, but honestly, I feel like it would detract from this if I did. I mean, honestly, I liked all of them though. They were well acted and well written.
Although there was one thing I liked. The Jewish guy.
Yeah.
I really liked his character because there's weird sort of hints that he doesn't really care for his religion. Every time he's nowhere near like a public place and he's just with his friends, he hasn't got the thing on.
I noticed that.
And you see he's not studying the Torah.
Yeah, you can kind of see like there's all that scene where he sort of struggles with it. Oh yeah, that's a nice sort of.
So he doesn't care for it, but he's being forced into.
Yeah, that's a nice little hint to like.
So, and then kind of when they've been put down. Essentially, he is doing it. He's being forced.
Yeah,
that's his spirit broken. I really like that.
That's actually I never did. You see, it can be subtle. That is that nice little subtle hint at like sort of personal his own because they all have their own personal conflicts with like close relatives, and that's his. Like his father's a rabbi, isn't he?
Yeah.
And
I don't see why the scariest thing, like the thing he most fears, is like that picture.
I mean, to be fair, that painting is kind of.
I get it. I get it. He was doing that. He was like
not wanting to look at it.
He doesn't like it. That's why.
Yeah, like I think that's sort of pretty.
It represents his like the Jewish side.
Yeah, possibly. It's a really
He's
weird
suppressing
painting.
the Jew inside of him.
Yeah, and it presents. I don't know, but I mean, it also acts kind of reasonably, and that everyone wants to go into this spooky house where they encountered the nightmare clown from another dimension who scared them all shitless the last time, and he's just like, fuck no. I kind of sympathise with that.
Yeah, I mean, you would do that. Although there are various moments where I was thinking, why is he being chased by this pirate, like the asthmatic guy? Why is he being chased by like this pirate?
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be a zombie, but it's a leper.
Yeah, leper.
Which kind of makes
his disease, which is never brought up. It's like he's asthmatic, and it's like gazebos.
Yeah. I think
what's his illness?
I think
he never brought that up.
Yeah, it's sort of I think the way they set up to the film, he's clearly a hypochondriac. And it seems that that's basically because of his really overprotective, health-conscious mother. And, like... Yeah. I feel like there might have been something cut there that actually elaborated on that.
They never actually kind of... He had the pills, but there's not a single hint that his mother was like, they're gazebos.
I mean, to be fair, his mother is clearly pretty protective of him.
Yeah.
But the whole placebo effect, I mean...
the gazebos.
They certainly
I think it was meant to be like... It was meant to be this dramatic moment, but I guarantee it was on purpose he said gazebos.
Yeah,
that was I just... As a joke, but it's at this really dramatic...
I just fucking...
dramatic character turn.
Yeah, I fucking lost it. And
I did too. I think loads of people did.
Again, bringing us back to inconsistency of Toto.
Oh, God. Right, you've got the scene where this guy... Who isn't being taught by this therapist, where he's got pictures of, like, he's studying this town Derry, of course, in Maine, because every Stephen King story is set in Maine.
And half of them are about struggling horror writers.
I think so. Oh, yeah. Right, and then...
Self-insert much?
Yeah. He does. It's like when M. Night Shyamalan played, like, an underappreciated writer in Lady in the Water.
Oh!
And then all of his critics get murdered.
Is he enacting a personal fantasy?
Yes, he is, which is hilarious.
Oh God, that does sound good actually.
It's terrible, meant to be terrible. But so yeah, he's got all these pictures of deaths, disappearances, children murdered, like blown up in an Easter egg factory.
Yeah, I was really confused by what. So like.
It was meant to be an Easter egg factory, which is why the egg was randomly there.
Okay, I thought it was like. Yeah, it's weird now because like the whole thing is set up. Every 27 years he comes back to spook, and it's like 1989 he's kidnapping people. 80.
Which was kind of confusing for me, like the time frame, because one point it said 87, 1987 after the 1988 thing. Yeah. It said 87 on the title card, but it's 89. There's a typo in that which really confused me.
I missed
that. That is an actual typo.
I missed that, I think.
Because, the title card was it was in summer, so June, isn't it?
Yeah, it's June 90...
It's meant to be 89. It says on the yearbook stuff. But it says 87 on the title card.
I completely missed that.
It's a typo, which made me really confused. Is his brother dead or not? Because...
Yeah, that is pretty confusing, actually.
What is this? It's just this one typo, which that guy should be fired. Perfectly honest. You had one job.
Yeah, you had one
job.
You had one fucking job.
To use that meme.
Can't even do that.
Which is so appropriate in this.
I mean, yeah.
You had one job.
Oh. I tell you what just cracked me up.
Oh.
The
cat and hat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, all I can think of, look it up, okay, there's a version which takes a trailer for this, but it has the cat in the hat instead of Pennywise, and it's infinitely better. Pennywise is weird.
Good old cat.
Pennywise is like...
Cinematography by Emmanuel Lubezki.
I mean, come on though. Is Pennywise's plan to scare people like, okay, so I'll show them a thing that scares them, then I'll come up and look really spooky, and then I'll run at them like a retard?
I think he's trying to scare... But the thing is, which he says, it's in the book. I haven't read the book, but I know stuff about it. It's like he feeds on fear.
Yeah, that's the idea. He feeds on
fear.
Yeah,
but he says it once, and it's so out of place because everything about him is explained in the second half of the book.
Yeah,
which is in the next film. So this isn't a conclusive experience, which breaks it.
I see. I still felt, and obviously it became. I sort of just inferred the whole feeding off people's fears thing. It becomes pretty obvious, I feel like it didn't need to. It wasn't really much of a need for
I'm not like Jeremy Jones, where I think in Dunkirk they should have had a campfire scene where it explained, "Oh, we've got a family back home." He said that about Dunkirk.
I'm doing a huge fucking...
He actually said that about Dunkirk. I wish they had a campfire scene or something.
Oh wow, you're gonna put in fucking... Oh yeah, and I'm gonna get back... I'm gonna get back to my wife and my new baby son, and I'm only 2 days away from retirement.
You do realise that? I mean, silly. He had a wedding ring, so...
Yeah, I mean, the actual character building stuff in Dunkirk is subtle and implied, and that's why it works. The only thing that I think the real criticism I have for
Dunkirk now.
But just slight side on here. The only thing with the character that is, there's not really much. There's generally no banter between the soldiers. And generally, that in those kind of situations there would be. Because
they've got a lot of animosity against each other.
Yeah, well, obviously the French and the English soldiers are both at each other's necks most of it. But I mean, there's a general thing of.
Cat. Now you talk.
Oh right. I'll address you. The general thing of a lot of the time you'd have. In those kind of situations, people basically make jokes because they didn't want to think about the desperate situation they're in. But that doesn't really happen in the film. But at the same time, I think there's a good reason, because if it did, it would kind of mess with the tone. Be tonally inconsistent, say, this film.
Like Suicide Squad. The editing. Oh God, we were actually talking about editing.
Oh yeah.
Before we went.
Yeah, we were talking.
That was really.
We were talking
weird.
about bad editing actually when we were walking down to the cinema. I mean...
Alien 3 and Suicide.
Yeah, both of which have...
Go, Cap, go.
Well, no, because Alien 3 actually has a cut that is better in terms of editing. Suicide Squad doesn't. And again, with this, though, the editing wasn't bad, but the tone was.
Yeah, that's the... It's like the scenes. So you've got the scene in the toilet that's showing you, oh, look at all this blood. It's making...
No, yeah.
Why couldn't the dad see the blood?
I assume because the idea is it's a hallucination.
Yeah, that's the thing. All seeing.
That's the thing. Yeah, I think that's maybe the dad not seeing the blood is actually more of a sort of the thing of how it seems to be only the kids are actually aware of what's going on, and the grown-ups are ignoring it either willfully or without realising.
You know what I find annoying?
What?
Is that I remember somebody said, it was like on Twitter or something. They said, "Oh, I like the irony of how, the adults don't do anything, and Pennywise just is showing them the most affection. He's trying to kill them. It's not exactly." Are you trying to say there's some sort of weird commentary about the parents in 80s comedy? 80s coming of age films.
I bet you if you go on the TV tropes for this, it will mention adults are useless. Because, they are.
Probably.
But I mean, like, the thing with the bathroom blood scene is, like, blood is sprayed out of this sink all over this bathroom. And then the first reaction
Nightmare on Elm Street style.
Yeah, and the first reaction is, let's clean this up. And then,
No, like The Shining, actually.
Oh, yeah, Shining with the elevator, blood elevator. That's what I thought when it started pouring blood. I was like, ooh, Shining reference.
I actually thought she'd die. Because I wish she did. Because that would have actually been weirdly Not because I wanted her to die. But satisfying.
I was sort of... I don't know. At the same time, I'm kind of glad only, like, one of the characters you see did die.
I might be digging too deep into this, but how the hair cutting, that's kind of cutting away insecurities. Then it comes back to killer.
Yeah, representative. No, I think the hair cutting is representative of, like, insecurities. Because, I'm
trying not to dig too deep because I don't like the film. But
Creeps McGrateface, if you recall, sort of feels her hair a lot.
Yeah, you know what's weird? You know what's really weird? That subplot, because one scene, he's feeling, it's really weird. The next one, he's like, are you okay? In the bathroom, it's like, he's really considerate.
Yeah.
And then it's really weird, because, they didn't fully commit to that.
Yeah, they should have, but I feel like... I feel like they wanted to do it, but they didn't, because they were scared they were going to, offend some people, and they, with one of the
because it's a 15, I mean, the only thing that would have got it is, nudity.
Yeah.
It's like... language. I think the three big things: gore, language, and it's nudity, and I think drug use as well.
Yeah, drug use. I mean, it's like when you see I saw a trailer for a game once, and the rating is like
18.
No, it's like Peggy's. It's like a ER-16, and it's like violent. It's like it's like violence. What is it? Violence, swearing, use of tobacco. And there's someone typed in the comments, "Where was my promised use of tobacco?" With films, drug, swearing, violence, nudity are the big three, and in this case, it was just swearing and I suppose violence.
No gore.
Yeah, gore.
That's
gore. Rather.
Gore connects into violence.
Yeah, gore and violence are very different things.
Did you remember the Saw trailer in front of?
Oh yeah, I don't give a shit.
The Jigsaw, but.
I just spent the whole thinking, fuck.
I was wondering about that trailer because I remember I heard it came out and I was like, I'm not really interested, but it looks that actually looks not dark at all, like really tame compared to Saw, like normal Saw.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't watched any of the Saw films and I really don't want to.
I haven't seen.
I'm not a gore fan.
What I have seen, it looks really tame compared to them.
PG-13.
Oh no!
They're coming Alien versus Predator on this.
No, I actually have a feeling they might.
Of course, and then they'll do a really shitty sequel that they had to be rated R, and it just has loads of gratuitous violence. Cough, cough, Requiem. Seriously, that film is actually
dreadful.
Yeah, it's not just dreadful. It's actually really hot, distasteful because they put in just really unnecessary scenes just to get it an R rating.
Yeah, just to repeat. It's like Die Hard. Yeah. You know what they did there?
You make
which is a 15 in the UK.
Yeah, Die Hard sounds like it would be.
That
15.
was weird.
Well, is Die Hard really that?
No. The fourth one, and then the next one after that was because people were complaining about.
Yeah, that's the thing. What happens
is, but it's a 15 in the UK, which I don't get. Suicide Squad was a 15 in the UK.
I would believe Suicide Squad being a 15.
I don't get that.
I've actually now you think about it. Yeah, that is a bit weird. Then again, it's because the Americans don't really have an equivalent to a 15.
It's R.
Is it really?
And then NC-17's 18.
But barely anything gets rated NC-17 over there.
Yeah, same here.
Well, no, there are a few films that get rated 18, but they're generally, the seriously, insanely levels of...
I remember, there was only a couple. I remember, it's 50 Shades, the 50 Shades stuff. Hateful Eight was...
Yeah, because that's Quentin Tarantino, so of course it's going to be rated 18.
All but, I think most of his films are. I think there's one that isn't.
Oh wow, most of Quentin Tarantino's films are 18s. Who would have thought?
No, it's Jackie Brown, that's it.
Oh. But I mean, on the subject of the rating thing, actually that was also one of the things I particularly liked about this film, in that its portrayal of teenagers was actually accurate. That they swear, like, loads. It's like, half the conversations are swearing and your mum jokes. The dialogue was actually pretty accurate in that respect.
Oh yeah, they do that in Stranger Things as well.
I like that. I also like the kind of the way they represent...
You need to watch that, it's actually good.
I've been meaning to watch it. I also kind of like they represent the bully characters as less...
He's got a mullet too.
Yeah, he is, what is it? Go suck your dad's cocky mullet wearing asshole.
That's a philosophy I can get behind.
I know. I was like, and just double middle fingers. But I mean, the way the bullies are generally just presented is just like a roaming gang of douchebags.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered something. You know when Beverly was like hung up like that?
Yeah.
And like the fat guy woke up Sleeping Beauty style.
And
then she says, January Embers. Oh yes. And then you know.
The
straight guy from Stranger Things is like, Jesus fuck. Yeah, like, yeah, Jesus fuck. What was that? It's like sleep. No. What are you doing?
No, maybe the fat kid was actually like, this is the best chance I'll get.
What? I better make my move. She's unconscious.
She won't remember a thing.
She doesn't as well.
Got my rape face on.
Oh, he did. He was so pleased with himself.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't even get it in the end.
Nah, he didn't get it. Unlucky. Then again, unlike the book, none of them got it in the end.
Well, they all got it. It was a gangbang.
That's what I mean. In this version, none of them got it. Yeah, the ending of the book, like, I really think the ending of this version is just way more tonally consistent. The fuck was that book ending? I'll tell you what I did kind of like, though. What? The fact that they didn't really kill off any of the main characters. Well,
they can't, because I think they do in like the second half. But
yeah, but again, I just kind of appreciate that, because I feel like a lot of the satisfaction I got from the climax was
all of them surviving.
Yeah, them surviving, having confronted their fears and destroyed them.
It's always like this unbeatable being, and then when you defeat it, it's always satisfying.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the point. You spend the whole film seeing them be terrified of it. So when they finally, I think that the line, what was it? You've punched me, dragged me into these sewers, made me wade through people's shit, and now I've got to kill this fucking clown. Like, that line was where I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
like the whack of the baseball.
Yeah,
you feel it.
There's huge amounts of satisfaction from seeing them overcome their fears and finally destroy it.
Can we keep talking about the tone? Because I haven't got to the source of it yet. I kind of lost the point. Right, they're looking at all these like kids killed by like on the walls, and then Beverly just pulls the door and it's like New Kids on the Block. A song plays. It's like Edgar Wright editing to the music with all their faces, and then it cuts back. It's like, oh, let's talk about these dead people now.
Right, we've had.
What are you doing?
Right, we've looked at that band poster. Back to talking about the weird murders. To be fair, I did like the mystery portions of the film, where sort of piecing things together and looking at historical records. If they'd had more of that, I would have liked it a lot.
I did like how you feel like Pennywise is always watching, because he is. He's like, the sewers connect the entire town, and he's in them all the time. He knows everything of what they're doing. Yeah. He's omnipresent. He's like Big Brothering them. He's Big Brothering them. That sounds really incestuous.
Pennywise is watching.
He's Big Brothering you.
No, I mean, I was really
like in the gangbang. He's Big Brothering his.
The end. I've got a couple of things to talk about, because like the ending thing, I was kind of surprised when, because obviously he's like some spider creature from another dimension, but they just don't show that. He just
that was at the end of part 2.
Ah, right. It's only at the end of part. So maybe they will show it in It Chapter 2. But I mean, like,
it's like the awful spiders from Planet of Spiders.
Oh no! Apparently they actually deliberately made them bad because they thought the original ones might be too realistic and scare arachnophobes.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good reason.
But if it's a spider at all, that's gonna scare arachnophobes.
Yeah, but the fate.
I'm just saying.
For most people, like the realism affects like how scared they'd be a lot. Yeah, a lot of people don't like spiders. But I mean, with this, like, he doesn't turn into weird alien monster spider, which I thought was weird. But I gotta admit, all I could think about was like when he's got his teeth and it's like, oh, you have a retractable jaw, fancy. You've been watching the end of Prometheus recently, people. But the other thing was like with the blood bathroom scene. It's like, right, this place just been sprayed with blood. Now let's put a jaunty song on and clean it up. Like
that was weird.
That scene just felt like something out of like a dark comedy or something,
And then the fucking rock wall.
Oh yeah.
What was that?
Just rock. Just he just fucking yells. I mean, it was satisfying to see those
rock wall. I was like,
it was satisfying to see those dickheads get beaten up, but it was
what?
It was just random. Oh yeah, I'm totally glad that guy, that mullet McAsshole, fell down a face. He tried to shoot a cat.
I knew it would happen as soon as I saw the well.
Yeah, I was.
As soon as he came in, he's gonna push him down the well, isn't he?
I mean, I was expecting something. I was expecting to get just desserts for being a douche, but
after his dad shot the ground, I thought I kind of like him now. Then he stabbed me. I was like,
yeah. Then he stabbed his dad. I don't know though. I lost any sympathy the moment he attempted to shoot a cat. Then I was just like, you cunt, you enormous, despicable cunt.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And I'm using that. I don't. Sometimes I use that lightly, but I think that really was appropriate. Then again, I kind of like his character has his whole little subplot.
That's another word for pussy, isn't it? So it's appropriate.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like, I do like that whole subplot his character has. On the subject of pussy. He sort of starts off like the tough guy, and then
tough guy.
Yeah, and then like slowly all the people he's slowly like broken down.
You see that? I kind of hate that. It's like they're carving a H into the fat guy's stomach, and this one guy's like, "Do you want to stop?"
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I was like, "No," but he still continues to chase after him.
Yeah, I think his cronies.
Really weird.
Yeah, I think his cronies, like, seriously, as the film goes on, they seem to get more and more like, but they're too scared to actually do anything about it. But yeah, I love the way his character is sort of broken down by everyone about him until finally
it just cracks.
Yeah, all it takes is Pennywise to just give him that final little push, and he just breaks. That's the thing. I think that's also an interesting thing that shows that Pennywise doesn't just scare and kill people; he also manipulates them into killing others. And I kind of wish they'd expand on that more.
God, I hated that scene where it's like, "No, he's trying to divide us." Oh, really? Do you have to do this?
It's been done. I like a lot of the stuff.
Much. Done way too much.
Like a lot of the stuff. I mean, yeah, we all get it. Work together, win together or lose alone. Yeah, we all know. I mean, minus that's a big thing. I gotta admit though, I saw the spooky house and was like, oh, it's got a gnarled tree and it's creepy. How original.
I did like it was creepy, but it's not hard to do creepy when you have like a child's head in a tree.
Yeah, that was I don't know. I liked the whole sort of. Actually, I did quite like that scene in like the library.
Yeah.
With the,
hey, egg boy! That was really funny.
Yeah, that was funny. I mean, and the way
unintentionally.
And the way I was kind of expecting it's like, hey kid, you like eggs?
Just a reveal from inside of his coat.
He's an illegal Easter egg dealer. But no, I think. Yeah.
Oh my god, that was embarrassing. Like this headless thing.
I mean,
wandering after him. What is? You know how all of the things that chase everyone are supposed to be thematic?
Yeah, thematic.
Then what's that?
I never got that. Maybe it's. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, you just seen like that.
The black guy, it's his parents being brutally like burnt alive.
Yeah, with
the Jewish guy, it's the thing that represents like Jewness.
Yeah, he doesn't want to accept. Yeah, it's sort of it's.
The ascetic guy, it's like
his fear of disease,
like it's a leper
infection.
The guy, it's his little brother.
Yeah, and with Betty, it's obviously her creep smug rape face.
Yes,
but
what was his?
Yeah, he didn't really have that thematic fear that an appropriate fear that everyone else did.
It was just this random.
It's
headless guy.
I mean, okay, getting chased
Headless
by
Joe.
Headless Joe Headless.
It would be better.
Joe Headless from down the pub.
It would be better if it was like he transformed into all of the new kids from the block.
That's his fear. Yeah, that's his fear. Pennywise.
It represents his embarrassment.
Pennywise turns into this huge creature with like 5 heads, but each of the heads is one of the new kids on the block.
I mean, do you get it? Because New Kids on the Block, he is the new kid on the block.
No, I didn't get that though. They weren't subtle. They were too subtle with that one.
They were too subtle.
No, the thing that cracked me up was, I think maybe with that scene, maybe the point is that he's like running around in the dark with no one to help him.
It's a headless chicken. It's not meant. That's not what they were trying to do. That's not what they were trying to do. I've somehow made it thematically relevant.
You might have a point, actually. No, because like think about it. That guy is the headless kid is wandering around desperately with no idea what to do and no one to help him. And then maybe that fits like that.
I've uncovered something.
Maybe that actually fits that guy's situation because he doesn't know anyone. He just fell off the arm of the sofa.
A book saved me. Right, continue.
Yeah, he's on his own. He's not really got anyone to help him at that point, and he's confused. Honestly, I think we're probably giving that scene a bit too much credit.
Oh yes.
I feel like it actually went like, okay, everyone's got their fears. What about Fat Kid?
Fat Kid.
Headless child Easter eggs.
I don't know. Make him be chased by a copy of the Goonies or something.
He's chased by the cast of the Goonies. No. Oh, I just imagine this version.
Specifically, the guy who plays the fat kid in the Goonies, Sean Astin, or as you may know, the guy from Lord of the Rings with the homoeroticism.
He's chased by demonic Sean Astin.
Yes.
No, I was thinking of, I don't know why, but it suddenly came to my head, a version where he's got this pathological fear of Monty Python, and he's being chased by the giant foot.
Oh, that's great! And in the climax, they have to fight a giant foot.
A big Monty Python foot.
Yes.
Oh, I think we just made that movie far better now.
Funnier. Far funnier. I'm gonna get the Goonies DVD.
Got all the DVDs. I mean,
I have quite a few.
I mean, what haven't we talked about now at this point?
Oh, I want to talk about how I hate the 80s setting for films. They're throwbacks to the old films like Spielberg. Let's set them in the 80s.
I mean,
fuck's sake.
Let's not include any of the thematic stuff from Spielberg films like Stranger Things do. Now let's just put them in the 80s and be done with it. I mean, it did feel rather Spielberg, but I like stuff set in the 80s.
The problem was for me. It's the fact that it's there because, I don't know, it wants to pander to, because it's set in the 60s in the book.
Yeah.
Because it's older.
Yeah.
But why?
Hey, no, it's not pandering because you see, it's not set in the 90s. Because do you remember? 90s kids remember. 90s kids always remember. Oh, fuck 90s kids.
Oh.
Being born in a decade doesn't make you special. We all were. What, you reckon in the future, people who were born in the 2000s will call ourselves noughties kids?
That sounds really gay. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But still, I don't mind 80s settings. Yeah, I
just find them really overdone and just pandering to the film nerds.
I didn't think it was actually very pandering. It was just like, it's in the 80s, stuff is designed to fit the 80s, you know. They didn't go overboard with references.
I just think, I hate
the references that were
it's
there.
It's the overdoing of it.
I don't think it was overdone. Like, the references they
did just have, in general.
Oh yeah, in general, like 80s stuff. But this stuff's handled it quite well.
I think the Goonies is there as proof.
Yeah, it also explains stuff like, lack of mobile phones and so on, because back then mobile phones were the size of bricks.
Mm.
And also, the actual serious period references are generally background things. Like the films that are on the cinema and that kind of thing.
Yeah, Batman.
Yeah, Batman.
Lethal Weapon 2. Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Dream Child?
Yeah.
I think it's Dream Child.
We'll look that up. What's the name of... When did Back to the Future 3 come out? That was 1989, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, so why put that on?
That wasn't on there.
That wasn't on the posters. Why? That would have been better.
Yeah. Anything else that we need to?
I don't know. What else is there? I just feel like.
Oh yeah. Why did he have this really elaborate floating kids monument?
Yeah, I've no idea what the fuck was going on there.
What, and why is the sewer giant? There's this giant plate in the ceiling.
That's
which,
a really
if
fucking
all of
big
these,
sewer.
So I'm guessing all of these kids aren't just from now, because you would have known about it if there were more than like. How many people did they mention? Like 6? There are at least like 20, 30 people.
There are about 20. I think the implication is they're not just the people from then, they're the people he's been capturing for like
how
decades.
have people not noticed this when there's this massive, it's like sewer plate?
Well, I get it. I think that actually,
out?
I think that fits into more of the thing of everyone willfully ignoring it. Like, people just don't go into the sewers because they kind of know what's there and they don't want to talk or think about it. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I mean, obviously, there's clearly a lot of people have disappeared. It's like, I think 6 times the national average is the statistic they say. The thing is, though...
But it's worse for kids. Way worse.
But the thing is, though, I don't get, is that, like, okay, so in 1908, he blew up an Easter egg factory. In 1935, he, called a gang shooting. In 1962, he incited some, hate
Wait,
crime.
if he killed 88 kids, that's his feeding. But doesn't he feed on them when they're alive? Or
actually, I'll explain that.
Eats them.
I'll explain that in a minute because I think I know what they was trying to do there. So, like in 80,
I'll probably explain it in the second half.
Yeah, I know. And then 1962 he cuts some hate crime. 1989 just kidnaps some kids. You run out of ideas, mate. But I think the thing with the
blow up a pride parade or something. I'm not.
Pennywise comes back in 2016, and that's what he does.
Oh god! No, just like just eat the Ku Klux Klan or something.
Eat the Ku Klux Klan. Yeah, we'd be doing a public service then.
Or eat your sakis and take your pick.
Yeah, and eat your sakis.
They're the same anyway. They hate one type of people.
Yeah. Again, once proving that generally the far left and the far right have way more in common than they do differences. I mean, they both have irrational hatreds for another group of people.
Yeah. I hate how people call the just alt-right. Just call them Nazis. They're Nazis.
Well, that's the problem with the alt-right. I'd say there's 3 different factions. There is the Nazi alt-right, who are basically, hard, good old far-right racists.
They're hard Hitlers.
Yeah, they're good old far-right racists who are just hiding behind a new label. There's the rationalist alt-right, i.e., intellectuals and thinkers that are kind of don't really just disagree with the general left-wing liberal ideology and the way the world is going. And then there's the sort of sick of the bullshit alt-right people who wouldn't necessarily agree with them, but they're so sick of social justice that they've decided to side with these guys. It's a bit of a motley alliance, really.
Yeah.
Don't know how long it'll
Ben
last.
Shapiro's in the intellectual one.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro, for example, is like the rationalist intellectual. And someone...
Have you heard about, he did this talk, but there were, loads of protests everywhere about him going, because he's so just logical.
Yeah, he's too logical for them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But
he did it. He did it, it was on the 14th. And
nice.
I think he blew everyone away. They banned masks, and that brought down the level of level of hate. Because if you don't have a mask to hide behind, you're less likely to do
no
it.
internet anonymity. You can't join Antifa and run up and smash people's heads in with bike locks. They actually
he said I think it's quote, free speech isn't free, and Antifa made. It isn't free. Antifa made it cost $60,000 or something. Yeah,
that's the thing. Antifa are essentially...
We're going off topic.
Okay, but one last point. They actually found that dickhead? The guy with the bike lock who... there was that video, the guy who's trying to calm people down in, that riot, and some dickhead ran up and smashed his head in with a bike lock. And he actually had to go to hospital and get stitches for it. Guess this.
What?
4chan tracked him down and got him arrested. They actually went through all the video footage, and like they sort of went around looking at people who were known to be been there, worked out who he was, and I can't remember his name, but get this, he was a teaching assistant who at a local university who taught, get this, ethics and moral philosophy. And like he actually got arrested and got about 4 years of jail time for it.
Right.
Poetic
so with all this discussion about the alt-right, is Pennywise a Nazi?
Maybe he caused World War II.
Pennywise is Hitler.
Pennywise.
No. Instead of the Jewish guy, instead of that weird thing, it should have been Hitler.
Maybe that would have been a bit much, but
A bit much. How did we get to this?
How did it come to this?
One of those clowns should have been Hitler.
Oh, it's too late now. But I mean, God, yeah, we're getting really off topic. What else? I had something else. Yeah,
No, we're on topic. We're talking about alt-right Hitler Pennywise.
Got the uniform and the moustache.
It's a ginger moustache as well because of his
Ginger Pennywise. I mean, back to the film. We got weirdly political there. That's the point. I mean, yeah. The thing is, I feel like again, it just doesn't have the subtlety. That's the problem. You know, as much as I want to praise it for this, I want to watch a film with these characters, but it's not like a horror film.
Oh
like
yeah,
some 80s, like an 80s coming of age drama. Because when this film tries to be a horror film, it's shite.
Oh god,
it's not scary.
It's not at all.
No.
The climax is. It cuts so much when they're fighting him.
I mean, I
couldn't tell what was going on.
I enjoyed the climax, but
I did enjoy it, but
yeah,
it was so.
Yeah, it was weirdly edited.
The editing is really weird in this film.
Not bad. Sometimes bad, but
it's
weird.
It's really weird.
But like the climax, I like the climax because there's the satisfaction of seeing the seemingly unbeatable monster get the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
I didn't like it because it was scary, because it weren't. It
weren't.
It weren't. No, it wasn't. Just wasn't.
It weren't.
The problem is, I mean, like, let's take a film that genuinely spooked me shitless. Specifically 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, right. I was going to point to The Mist, which did for me, which would be more appropriate.
True. But I mean, like...
Which is over there. Should we lay that out on here?
Good idea. 10 Cloverfield Lane is...
We both saw that in the cinema.
Yeah, I told my dad to see it. I was like, nah, it's not that scary. And after it was just like, you lied to me.
You lied to me.
That was basically what it said. And yeah, it is subtle. It's like, I think it's... Yeah, it's rated
12.
a fucking 12.
It's psychological horror.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's psychological, and then
it's so warped, that system.
Oh,
it's like violence, swearing, drugs, and nudity are the only things that can get you like above a 12.
Psychological horror is far more.
They don't care about that.
Yeah, and psychological horror is far more disturbing than gore, drugs, and nudity.
If you just have that, then it's automatically just going to be a 12. You can't really get above that.
Like 10 Cloverfield Lane really genuinely scared me. It didn't spook me. It didn't shock me.
It didn't spook you.
Yeah, it didn't. You know, it didn't shock me with jump scares or gratuitous violence. It genuinely scared me.
And the editing made that
because of the really good editing, the fantastic cast, the great writing, and I'm going to spell this out in big fucking neon letters. The subtlety. Subtlety.
You know how ironic that is?
Yeah. Subtlety in big neon letters. But you get the point. It's subtle and it's insidious and it gets under your skin. This is not.
It doesn't. It's just...
I really want to see a version where they do make it subtle, you know? Don't just have Pennywise jumping up, going brew and spook.
I have a feel like they did that in the book.
I haven't read the book, so I've no idea.
I have a feeling that I've done that because from what I've read of Stephen King, he's not very good at horror.
The master of horror ain't actually that good at horror.
He's not.
I've heard people
because
say that.
You can't get horror right in books. You can't because
horror is hard.
It depends. You have to read it a certain way, and I don't read it a certain way.
With horror, what's wrong with how you read it that makes it not spook?
It's just I automatically when I read the page. My eyes accidentally glance, you know, and so I skip ahead. And I have to read it. You have to read it at a certain pace with horror.
Yeah,
I tend to read quite fast, so it doesn't work. It always seems like frantic horror.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Which is not what they're going for.
But the problem is, that's more of a thing with reading.
That's
it,
me.
The writer can't avoid that. Yeah, I'll tell you what though. Horror in books, is generally either not good or infinitely better.
Yeah.
Because you cannot rely on jump scares, gore, spooky music, which is a point.
It always has to be psychological.
Yeah, it has to be psychological.
It has to be. The book is all in your head.
Yeah, it's in your imagination. I mean, that's actually a point. I'm going to get to that once I've talked about this, because the music really bugged me with this film.
Oh god, the music. I forgot about that.
Fuck the soundtrack.
It's like this big orchestral music.
Every single time.
It's so loud.
Every single time.
The mixing is awful.
No, but every single time something vaguely scary happens, you know it's going to happen about a minute earlier because there's a huge orchestra blaring it down your ear.
The title. It's like this random title. You're going through the sewer tunnel, and once you passed it, it's like, it's quiet. It's like, I felt ringing in my ears.
But I mean,
to be fair, I always feel ringing in my ears.
That's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point is, yeah, with a book you have to be subtle, you have to be psychological, which is why I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is probably the most disturbing thing I've ever read, watched, or listened to.
What is that? I've heard that.
It's a short story.
Stu Byfield mentioned it once.
It's a short story from the 60s by what's the author's name?
Is it George Orwell?
No, it's not George Orwell.
It would make sense. Well, he died in like 50, didn't he?
George? When did George Orwell die?
He died like a year after 1984, and that was in
1984 was published in 49.
He died in 1950. I'm pretty sure.
Let me look it up.
Yeah.
A second. Come on, Wi-Fi.
All right.
Which is? Oh damn it! It's not. Can we just search it on here? My phone's not connecting to your Wi-Fi.
You know what? He died in 50. I guarantee. I'm pretty sure he died 1 year after.
Well, yeah. It wasn't long after he published 1984.
He didn't realise like the acclaim. He couldn't because he wasn't alive.
Yeah. Well, I think he would have been glad to see it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, no. Have No Mouth by the Stream is, I can't remember the name of the author, but it is truly. It's only about 13 pages long. It's quite a very short story, but it is the most disturbing thing I've ever read. It's about
Is this guy who gets trapped as a computer?
No, it's about.
Does he get trapped?
I'll explain it. Well, I'll explain as little as possible, but so you get.
No, actually, spoil it. It's fine. It's actually fine.
Well, I don't really want to spoil it for people listening.
Oh, fine.
But I'll explain this. Basically, it's set in sometime in the the future where basically the Cold War boiled over, and because it always happens, and
over.
China, Russia, and America all developed supercomputers. I
thought you said superpowers.
No.
It's like there's this guy called America, guy called Russia, guy called China.
Developed supercomputers, and essentially one became sentient, absorbed all the others, and destroyed humanity. And essentially, what's happened is it's 109 years after, AM, which is what it calls itself, AM, destroyed, blasted the Earth clean of life, leaving only himself and 5 people who he's been keeping underground and torturing mentally and physically for over 100 years, never actually allowing them to die and be free of this never-ending nightmare of existence. It is seriously fucked up. And
it's the 13 pages just these people.
Yeah, it's 5 different people who have each all been, had something. Some of them had something, something done to them and changed, and he just constantly, just breaks them, but he never lets them die.
I really don't want to read this because I know it's going to hold me.
No, you don't. It's
it's one thing you can't recommend, but you want to.
Yeah, I want to recommend it. I simultaneously highly recommend it, but also don't.
Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah, but I mean, and
hard to recommend.
It's brilliant, but I don't want to read it again. And the whole plot is literally set up because one of them reckons that there's canned food under the North Pole, so they literally track for months just to find it, and only to discover and they get a huge amount of canned food, and they've been starving. Because obviously Am won't let them die, but they're still starving, and only to discover they don't have a can opener. Yeah, it's and the supercomputer itself, because originally AM standard for.
Did he plan it?
No, he leaves the food for them.
Ah.
But and he I think he it's referred to as male, but it was originally called, I think, Associated Mechanics, but then it changed itself to AM because I think therefore I am.
I felt something weird in the sofa. Oh well.
But yeah, if you want to read nightmarishly subtle horror, don't read I Have No Mouth, but I'm a Scream. You please don't. I don't want to give you all nightmares, but it's still really good.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we continue with it? Because we're over now.
Yeah, and I've
the music. Go on.
Oh yeah, the music.
You talk about music.
Shit. It's overblown. It's unnecessary, and it literally, I was watching it.
The only times I was scared is because they are literally screaming. Like, there are these things in the sewers with that one of the bully guys. They're screaming. No, wait. Pennywise. Pennywise is screaming. It's like constantly screaming, and then the music is blaring really, really loud, and then it just cuts to the next scene.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
what is this?
It does that loads. It's like Pennywise does his spastic run and goes, oh, and the music goes dun, 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 and then just cut to the next scene. Yeah. It's just so it's so bad. It's just like there were only a couple of times when the jump scares got to me. Jump stairs.
Well, they're not jump stairs. They make you blink.
There are only 2 times the jump scares got to me, and both those cases when they weren't forecasted.
Yeah.
And again, I literally jumped, and after both of them, rolled my eyes.
Wasn't it like? Wasn't it like
one
quiet a bit and then?
Yeah, like those. I mean, because the ones that were genuinely expected, because the ones with they're looking down a dark thing and it is very quiet. I think there's gonna be something coming here. Oh look,
it's Pennywise. Ooh.
It's like, they're looking down, they're looking down the hole in the sink, and and it's going all dark, and they're building to a jump scare, and there we go.
Yeah.
The only times where the jump scares got to me were the ones where they weren't obviously forecasted.
It's
and afterwards I rolled my eyes because they were jump scares.
It's like they weirdly cut the tensions, like, let's look down this hole. Oh no, let's get this tape measure, and then now tension again.
Okay, back to the tension.
Which is really weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, tension. Right, I'm gonna go measure this hole. Okay, back to the tension.
That was weird.
I mean, at the same time, it kind of needs a reason for the hair to come out.
Alright, what else is there that we can talk about? Because I think we've covered most things.
We've covered most of it. What else is...
Nothing feels really developed. The main characters do, but...
Nothing else.
It feels like we've got a snapshot of this world, and we're not being allowed to explore it.
Yeah.
Because so much stuff is underdeveloped. Like...
Oh yeah, but there's so much stuff. I mean...
Like, those cronies thinking, no, let's not do this. That's really underdeveloped.
Yeah, they should have
As soon as he picks up the cat, it's like, really?
Dude, are you actually fucking doing this? I mean...
And then they're never seen again.
Yeah, that's the last scene where you see
we just see them, leaning against the car, and then, the bully goes insane. Doesn't kill them. We never see them again.
No, yeah. Though I gotta admit,
I'm guessing he killed them.
I like Pennywise getting his own TV show now.
Oh, yes!
And they actually, there is a bit
everyone watches that, which is odd.
Yeah, so
that's on every TV.
Maybe I think that's probably deliberate. Because, think about it, the first time you see it on TV, it's just a normal show.
Yeah.
Then the second time you see it, they're talking about, floating and down in the sewers. Mm. And the third time you see it is when the bully goes insane and Pennywise is actually there. That was a nice thing that I think they sort of set up throughout. They set it up, then they subvert it. And the second time it appears, no attention is really drawn to it. She just sort of looks in the room and you can hear it, and then she keeps moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just
right.
I mean,
is that it? Because I actually think at this point talking, I think I would give it a 4 Out of 10? Reaching for a 5, maybe.
If we're giving it... You see, my problem is there are a bunch of different individual attributes which like have very different scores. Like, I'd give it a 7 or an 8 for... Actually, no, I'd give it an 8 for characters. Because I genuinely like the characters.
Oh, you're one of those, are you? You rate every single little element.
No, but I mean, like, I'll explain why I'm conflicted with my fan sort. I'd give it an 8 for the characters. A 2 for Spook.
Oh, 2 for Spook. Yeah, same.
A 3 for... No, a 4 for, like, editing and stuff, and tone.
Oh, yeah.
And,
like horror.
And
overall horror.
Well, that's how I rate the Spook.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the 3. So, really good characters, but most of the stuff surrounding them isn't.
The story's a bit weird.
I like the story, though. I think
it's alright.
I'd have liked it if they'd spent more time, investigating the mystery and finding out...
developing it?
Yeah, looking at,
because the book is
records.
extra thick, with 2 C's.
Yeah, the book is thick.
It's 1,500... This is about 750 pages.
Yeah.
Right, let's take an example of that. How long is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows?
Longer, I believe.
Because it's about 700, I believe. 600 pages. 600 pages of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. 2 films. 300 pages per film.
They did. I will say, though, for I've seen of those films, they did overextend them and had a bunch of scenes that weren't in the book. Yeah, Hobbit trilogy style.
Alright,
I think
let's look at something else.
A better comparison for this would be The Order of the Phoenix, which is 700 pages long and the longest book in that series. And the film version of that is painfully short.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the film version
the book's
of that...
painfully long.
You see, I'm the one person who likes that book.
I like it, it's just way too long.
Yeah, but, like, it spends half its time just... on slice of life stuff, which is kind of why I enjoyed it. But I mean...
870.
870. And the film version of that is painfully short because there's so much stuff they couldn't fit in.
Yeah.
Now, speaking as someone who hasn't read the book of it, this one...
Neither have I.
Didn't feel... didn't really...
It might be in the book because
it didn't feel...
You can infer... You can...
Yeah,
you don't have to infer stuff. You haven't got visuals. So you can just write it down. You can have this long prose.
Yeah, like...
you can have a page which develops a lot about the character.
You can explain
stuff
just
about
character.
One shots of...
Yeah, you can't get into people's heads in film, and you can't explain what
this is only half a book as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think this is the point, like, it's not everything is developed, but at the same time it doesn't feel underdeveloped. I think the length, at first when I saw, like, how long it was, I was kind of, my immediate thought was, well, that seems a bit long. But actually watching it, it didn't feel overly long.
I don't know why, I feel they could have edited, like, 10 minutes? Yeah. It's like Baby Driver. I think they could have taken, like, 10 minutes off.
Little bits.
Like trimmed bits of scenes. Not cut 1 second off the end of every scene like Curse of Fenrir. But, which was so stupid.
That's dumb.
But,
yeah, just sort of trim it down.
Yeah.
Just taking little unnecessary elements out.
Although I feel like, because the first scene, I would actually give, like, a 4. Like, if I was to rate that as, like, a short film. Because if the film had been like that the entire way through, it would have got boring really, really quick.
Yeah, I don't like the first scene,
though. You've got the obligatory, this animal sees it, this thing happening, but then the woman comes out after the child's gone, you've got that.
Does the woman not just go, there's no child there and now there's a blood stain in the middle of the road? Nah, I'll be fine. But I mean...
Maybe he cleaned it with a sponge before she came back out.
Yeah, Pennywise just like... waits till she's gone, then quickly goes out with a little mop. Gets rid of the blood that goes back into the sewer.
I want to see that now. It's just in the rain. Damn kids. Yeah. Damn kids.
Stupid kids bleeding everywhere.
And they're just
humans.
Just wipe.
Got a little bucket.
You know when he shoots him in the face? The kind of... His little brother, but Pennywise.
Yeah.
I really wish that was his little brother.
I was kind of thinking, are they going to make it so that actually was his little brother?
That would have been
the whole time.
That would have been insane.
That would have been fucking... That would have been like a kick in the balls kind of deal. But at the same time, also doing that would have kind of fucked up the whole, confrontation of inner demons theme.
Yeah.
Which is the main theme of the book and the film, I get the sense.
Yeah, but that would have been really good if it was. That would have been
really good.
I think the problem with that is that they lingered too long.
Yeah.
They definitely lingered too long, and then, boom! I think that was for a jump scare.
Spook.
I get it now. It's for a jump scare.
Oh yeah, like half the things in this film.
It's like he spazzes out.
So he goes all spaz. Yeah, I mean, Pennywise is just...
It starts flopping everywhere, and I was kind of stifling.
I love Pennywise's contortionist skills. He can squeeze them up.
Some of the shots are really good, like when he was in that fridge.
Oh yeah, when he squeezes out of the fridge and
that was a really good effect.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that's what I mean by the well done effect. When he's sort of twisting and turning and like in these weird, inhuman ways and sort of unfurling himself into like a normal form. Yeah. That was really well done, and it was actually quite disturbing because it wasn't overblown, just weird. Yeah. So yeah, his contortionist skills are great. Just upside down in the fridge, like...
Contortionist skills, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
10 out of 10 would bang.
Pennywise, 10 out of 10 would
Yeah, that's why we're rating the clowns.
Are we rating them on bang ability?
Yes.
Well, clown number 2 looks like a really friendly guy.
I know, but he's probably a rapist. Which is way to do.
I tell you what, you know...
I guarantee you the one who's a 1 out of 10, I guarantee you he is.
Why is it that like there's one murderer who happens to be a clown and now all the clowns get bad press? Bloody John Wayne Gacy, you ruined clowns for everyone, damn it. But still, yeah.
It's like how people ruin cinema shooters.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Yep, wonderful.
I guarantee you that it would have got more money if that hadn't happened.
Yeah, actually,
it definitely would have got more money.
Yeah, stuff like that happens.
At least one person would be put off.
Yeah, a lot of people, I imagine. But then again, even though like the actual probability of you're more likely to like get killed by a cow than you are by terrorist attackers. I recall that statistic somewhere.
Yeah, like you're more likely to get killed by a coconut than a shark.
Yeah,
that's the one I always go to.
That's like people are scared they'll get blown up. But the actual chances of getting killed by Islamicist nut jobs. I think you are more likely to die driving to work. 10 or 100 times more likely to die whilst driving to work than you are to get killed by terrorists.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of more people die in car accidents than do in plane crashes. More cars kill more people than planes do annually.
Yeah, which is why.
But yeah,
I'm always scared to get on a plane because you're more. I feel like you're more.
You feel more.
Statistically, you're more likely to die in a car, but if
you feel more vulnerable because you are in a big metal wing flying through the sky.
As Frankie Boyle said, I'm not desperate enough to go anywhere, so I have to be shot through space in a tin can full of other people's farts.
It's kind of impressive though that like it's a testament to human achievement that we actually.
Oh, let me take this.
Oh,
right, you talk.
Yeah, it's a real testament to human achievement that we're able to build big metal tubes with wings on them that can just fly. Yeah, that's impressive, isn't it? I mean, I guess it is. Well, what are we even talking about now? I'm not very good at holding the mic when I've got nothing to talk about. I'm not very good at all. What have we got here? The Mist. So I'm expecting the I in the title of this to be a Y, as in like the adventure game. You've heard of Mist, haven't you? Legendary. He's Legendary Fright Master according to this. Oh,
good.
Are
you examining the Mist?
Yeah.
Why are you examining it?
Because on the back it refers to Stephen King as Legendary Fright Master.
That's great.
Yeah. Stephen, it's like a royal procession. It's like, and now I present to you Stephen King, King of Horror, Legendary Fright Master, and Leader of the Spook.
Oh,
just got a bunch of titles after his name. Yeah, I feel like the amount of times we've gone off topic kind of indicates we've run out of things to say about it.
So, out of 10, just like the whole thing.
5,
4,
3,
2,
1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm still going to say it is shit, so...
Yeah, it's a pun
I would
that
say
writes,
that.
It's a pun
It's
that writes
hyperbole,
itself.
but-
I just think it's does so much.
It's a mixed bag.
Oh yeah. Do you know what I want to do? I want to take this and split it into 3 movies. One about 2 movies. An 80s coming.
They are.
Yeah. No, 3. An 80s coming of age drama. A thing about a spooky demon clown. And a thing about like the solving of a mystery of what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Because if you can combine all those elements
Like
right, it works
or
really
as a
well.
TV series, actually.
A TV series. It's in the 80s. About teenagers dealing with a mystery in a small town.
But people are slowly getting killed.
And there are mysterious disappearances. You know, I swear something has done that before, but I just can't think what.
Something like mysterious stuff.
Yes. Weirder things almost. No, it's on the tip of my tongue. Can't think of it. all I can say end with now.
Stranger stuff.
Stranger stuff. Yeah, Stranger Stuff. That was it. I think it was on a streaming service.
Hulu.
Yes, it was on Hulu.
It was a Hulu original.
It was a Hulu original. No one takes fucking Hulu serious. No, it wasn't on Hulu. It was on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is up there.
It was an anime.
Crunchyroll is up there with Audible and Loot Crate of the things that practically every YouTuber I watch is sponsored by.
Oh yeah, everyone is.
Audible sponsor everyone on YouTube, I swear. Like they're everywhere.
Oh, and
these
Loot Crate.
days.
Loot Crate more.
Loot Crate, and Audible, yeah, are both like they've got their fingers everywhere.
People who do anime, that's why. That's the main reason.
Yeah, or just like people who just have sort of things to do with animation in general.
Yeah.
But no, my final comment is when I recall thinking about it being an alien, I just thought of like a xenomorph Pennywise, where it's like a normal xenomorph, but it's got a little orange wig and a big red nose.
You know what I think?
What?
I've realised through this that Pennywise is a paedophile Nazi and he likes to eat Cuban children.
He's a paedophile Nazi.
Like Walt Disney.
Pennywise is secretly Nazi Walt Disney. Eats Cuban children.
So Walt Disney.
Yes! Just normal Walt Disney then.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. I think we should kind of.
Yes.
I think we should end it there. Just Pennywise is a Nazi Walt Disney who eats Cuban children.
It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Jude.
It's good, and
it's goodbye from
Pennywise.
Ahoy! I don't know.
And one final thing. And that's the way the news goes.
Oh yeah.